Let me tell you about the night I broke the entire dating app industrial complex. Not on purpose, I was just trying to eat pasta. So I matched with this person on one of those apps. You know, the kind where everyone's profile says they're fluent in sarcasm and loves adventures, which apparently means they went to Target without a list once. We decide to meet for dinner. Standard first date protocol. What could go wrong? Everything. Everything could go wrong. We meet at this Italian place that has those menus without prices. You know the ones, where if you have to ask about the cost, you've already failed some invisible test administered by a waiter named Alessandro, who definitely judges your wine pronunciation. Red flag number 1, I ignored it. Red flag number 2, she ordered for both of us without asking. Red flag number 3, the word tartare was involved. Now I'm sitting there, trying to be charming, doing that thing where you laugh at your own stories to signal when the other person should also laugh. A social cue I learnt from watching sitcoms. And she's ordering things in Italian. Not menu Italian. Like full conversational Italian with Alessandro. They're discussing the chef's technique. There's hand gestures. I'm nodding along like I understand the difference between al dente and al dante's inferno, which is apparently where this evening was headed. The food arrives. And listen, I'm not saying it was small portions, but I'm pretty sure I've seen larger food samples at Costco. We're talking about 3 raviolis arranged in a triangle that probably had a deeper meaning I was too peasant to understand. There was a foam. Ask, why is there always a foam? What is the foam made of? Has anyone ever asked? No, because we're all too afraid to look uncultured. But here's where it gets interesting. My date, let's call her Marina, because that feels appropriately yacht club, starts talking about a personal brand. Immediate danger zone. Anyone who refers to themselves as a brand is either selling essential oils or about to ask you to fund their podcast about astrology and cryptocurrency. She was actually doing both simultaneously, which I didn't know was possible until that moment. My Mercury is in retrograde, she says, which is why my NFT collection hasn't taken off yet. I nod. I have no idea what that means. I'm not even sure she knows what that means. But I'm committed to this date now because I've already eaten 1.5 raviolis. And walking out seems wasteful. Then Alessandro brings the wine, except I didn't order wine. Marina did, in Italian, without consulting me. And this isn't like a $12 bottle of wine. This is the kind of wine that comes with a backstory about a vineyard and a tragic love affair, and probably a small village in Tuscany that depends on its sales. At this point, I'm doing mental math. The kind of math you do when you're trying to figure out if you can afford to keep your dignity or if you'll need to fake a family emergency involving your fictional hamster. Scientists have proven that 89.7% of first dates involve at least one person calculating if they can escape through the bathroom window. I was rapidly approaching that threshold. Marina starts talking about a spiritual journey. There's a lot of talk about chakras. Then cryptocurrency again. Then somehow we're on the topic of her ex, who was emotionally unavailable, which I'm starting to think is code for had reasonable boundaries. She shows me her phone. She has 17 dating apps open simultaneously, like some kind of romantic day trader. I'm playing the field, she announces, as if this is a competitive sport with stadium seating and colour commentary. The bill arrives. $300, $300 for what I can only describe as conceptual food and wine that apparently aged longer than some of my relationships. Alessandro presents it in a leather folder like it's a diploma from the University of Financial Regret. And here's the moment that changed everything. Marina looks at the bill, looks at me and says, "I kid you not. So are you going to get this?" Or, the audacity. This woman ordered in a language I don't speak, chose wine from a vineyard I couldn't locate on a map, talked about her NFT collection for 27 minutes, I counted, and now she's hitting me with awe. I looked at her. I looked at Alessandro. I looked at the 3 remaining foam molecules on my plate, and I made a decision that would echo through the digital dating world. I said, "Let's split it." You would think I'd suggested we rob a bank. Her face went through more expressions than a theatre major doing warm-up exercises. Shock, disgust, confusion. And then, and this is where it gets beautiful, she took out her phone and started live tweeting the date in real time while sitting across from me. Lars, can you believe this guy wants to split a $300 check number? Dating fail number. Broke boys off Tinder number audacity. I watched my dating life get live streamed to her 847 followers. Then she posted it on Instagram. Then TikTok. I became a multi-platform cautionary tale in under 60 seconds. That's efficiency. But here's what Marina didn't expect. I have friends who were following her public meltdown in real time. And they started commenting. Then their friends commented. Then complete strangers started weighing in. Within 15 minutes, we had accidentally created the great dating app debate of our generation. The internet was divided into two camps. Team he should pay and team she ordered in Italian without permission. It was chaos. Beautiful, unfiltered chaos. People were writing think pieces. Someone made a poll. A podcast dedicated an emergency episode to us. We became a case study in dating economics. Alessandro just stood there, holding the leather folder, watching two people accidentally create viral content instead of paying him. He'd seen everything in his 30 years of fine dining service, but he had not seen this. Marina stood up. "I'm leaving," she declared like she was the main character in a movie about dignified exits. She grabbed her designer bag, the kind that costs more than my rent, and marched toward the door. "Wait," Alessandro said. "The bill." She turned back. "He'll handle it, or he can wash dishes. I don't care. I'm going to be famous from this." She was half right. She did go viral, but not the way she expected. See, what Marina didn't realise is that the restaurant had security cameras. And the owner, a lovely woman named Rosa, who absolutely did not appreciate Marina's treatment of Alessandro, decided to post the footage. All of it. The ordering without asking, the NFT monologue, the live tweeting, everything. The internet had a field day. Marina became the cautionary tale she tried to make me. Dating apps started updating their terms of service. Some added, "Please be reasonable about food ordering" to their community guidelines. One app created a split check button that became more popular than the match feature. I became accidentally famous as the guy who broke dating apps by asking to split a check. People started recognising me. I got interviewed by a local news station. Someone made a meme. And the bill? Rosa comped it. Said it was worth $300 to watch someone learn about consequences in real time. Alessandro brought me a free dessert and apologised for not warning me about the wine. We're friends on Facebook now. Marina deleted all her dating apps. Last I heard, she's writing a book about her traumatic dating experience and how she survived financial emotional abuse. I'm apparently the villain in chapter 3. I've been upgraded from a first date disaster to a memoir antagonist. That's character development. The moral of this story, there isn't one, because 73% of dating disasters don't have morals. They just have expensive wine and security footage. But if I had to pick a takeaway, it's this. Always check if the menu has prices. And maybe don't order tartare for someone who just wanted spaghetti. Alessandro still sends me Christmas cards.